Good morning, students. Today again we are going to start up with our previous chapter that we were learning about, and we are going through the chapter known as the decline of the Mughals. And in this chapter, in the beginning, we studied about as to what were some of the who were the some few important people who ruled in the during the last phases of the Mughal Empire or the Mughal dynasty, and how there was a downfall that started mainly after the death of Aurangzeb, and his successor as it came, or who came next to the throne, were not that much capable of taking care of the throne, and they were unable to put forward or move forward to extend the territory or the power of the Mughal Empire. And then the establishment of British power in India gradually started. In the starting, we were learning about what were the reasons for the decline of the Mughal Empire, and we studied few of the policies as to successive wars that took place between their own nobles and the successors of the throne, which drained a lot of wealth. The pride of the Mughal Empire was down. We also studied about some of the policies that were established or they were adopted. That we studied about the Jagirdari system, in which lot of lands were given out as Jagirs to Jagirdars. And lastly, when the lands were not remaining much, the kingdoms or the crown's land also started going towards the Jagirdars. Then the administrative decline of the or downfall or unstabilized administrative system also was one of the reasons for the downfall. Now, the continued few of the other topics we are going to study today. Now, in this, War of Succession was the next important reason for the downfall of the Mughal Empire, in which, due to the succession war that was going on between the kings and important peoples, or the nobles, short to say, so that they could bring forward their own power and their own control in the Mughal Empire. And war does not happen simply. It needs lot of money, lot of funding is required in it. That was one of the reasons. Because of these wars that continuously kept on happening, it crunched the financial condition or situation of the Mughal Empire, and that is what it disturbed a lot in regarding to the upliftment of the Mughal Empire or Mughal reign during the time. The next is about the Aurangzeb's policy. Now here, it was said that Aurangzeb was a very adherent believer of his, or you can call a rigid believer of his own religion, in which he forgot to give importance to some of the other religious people or other religious background, and that is why it brought about lot of downfall in the leadership of Aurangzeb, where it happened that because of certain policies that he moved forward in the Deccan area during the campaign of the Deccan side, when he marched toward the Deccan area for campaigning and all, that policies and that merciless deeds that he did brought unwanted or unfaithful kind of attitude of people towards their own king. The next is about the religious temperament or religious conduct of Aurangzeb with the other religious people or the other citizens who were believing in other religion. He was intolerant towards them or towards those religious background people, and because of that reason only, it also was one of the main reason for the downfall, which was one of the policies of Aurangzeb. And due to all this reason, it was that Aurangzeb he did not get any kind of support from the Rajputs also, and he had continued war with the Sikh kingdoms. And as I told you, wars are such a thing that it needs a lot of financial assistance, and because of this continued war or his unsupportive belief and trust among the other kingdoms or other kings brought the downfall of the Mughal Empire. because of these policies followed by Aurangzeb, which is known as, or which is termed as Aurangzeb's policy. The next is about the economically bankruptcy. See, bankruptcy means what? Bankruptcy means a total loss of financial situation where money is not available in the kingdom, where the king's or the treasury of the king's treasury is totally, it has totally gradually it has soakened out. It has been taken out, or it has finished. So on that regard, it is regarded, or it is said that due to the wars among themselves, due to the war of the king individually with the other kings or kingdoms, and the campaigns that were taken place, it drained out lot of money. It drained out lot of treasury from the kingdom of Mughal treasury, and because of that, they came to a economic crunch or economic setback, which is known as economic bankruptcy, and that is the reason, one of the other reasons for the downfall. Now, foreign invasion means the other kingdoms, when they saw that there is a weaker kind of situation occurring among the kingdoms, Mughal empire or the Mughal based territories, other kingdoms started to attack them. And when they started to attack them, it was a situation that most of the territories were taken back by some smaller or larger kingdoms or kings, other kings. So because of that also, the importance or the decline of the Mughal slowly came down. Weak successors, in simple term, means it was said that when most of the other kings were there earlier, like Babur, you call about Humayun, you call about Akbar, Shah Jahan, who were the successors of the Mughal, or who ruled Mughal Empire for a very long period of time, it was said that there was prosperity. If there was economical downfall, but still the Mughal strength was very strong. But after certain other kings, most probably after the appointment of Aurangzeb, it was said that slowly it started that the Mughal Empire started to come down. It started to decline. And after him, whoever came, they were also very weak. They were not able to control any of the invasions that took place from outside, or within themselves also there were a lot of problems that they faced in their own kingdoms. So successors were also not so strong enough to bring back or to control the effect of the Mughal Empire during the time. And that is the reason why the weaker successor were an important reason for the downfall. Now, here few important detailed we are going to study, or we are going to just note it down. I am going to point it down in regarding to foreign invasion that has to be known, which is in regarding few of the important people or few of the important raids or invasions that were done by other kingdoms or other people who came from outside, or outsiders you can say, who invaded India several times. One among them was Nadir Shah. He was a prominent leader from Turkey who invaded India several times, and it was said that it was Nadir Shah only who took a lot of wealth from India during the Mughals last reign of the Mughal period. He got an advantage of, because of the weaker policies or wicked administrative system, or to say weaker Mughal system in India, and taking that advantage, he attacked India several times, and it was said that during this time only he started to invade a lot of the places, and he took a lot of things from India. He plundered places, the main throne of Delhi, and it is said that he was the person who took the Kohinoor diamond of India. Nadir Shah was the person who plundered many various parts of India, and the very important Kohinoor diamond was taken away by him. Not only that, Shah Jahan during his time had made one Pika Throne. Pika Throne was there, which was embedded with lot of jewels, lot of precious metals, precious stones were there. That Pika Throne was also regarded to be taken by Nadir Shah. Now this plundering or this taking away of wealth, this brought about lot of problems into the economical system of the Mughal period. And this foreign invasion was a very important, you can call it as a very basic and important or very significant thing that happened during the time which made the Mughal Empire in the later stages of their reign more weaker and more softer in regarding to the other policies. Then we can come to know about how foreign policies or certain other invasions that took place. Like due to the weaker successors that were there, the other people were able to attack them, and they were able to take the territory or some of the important territories that belonged under the Mughals. They were taken back. That were one of the reasons. And later on, when the weaker successors were there, the Britishers, the main opportunists were, or the main gainer or beneficiaries were the Britishers. In the later stages of the Mughal period, it was said that due to the weaker successors and all, they were able. Now, during the time of Aurangzeb, they were able to enter India through a trade policy, which was given by Aurangzeb, which was allowed by Aurangzeb. There were certain various important things that were done by Aurangzeb which came against the Indian policies. But because of that trade policy only, they were able to enter. But later on, the later stages, when this successor after Aurangzeb came, who were more weaker than Aurangzeb, the Britishers got an opportunity and they invaded India. They started controlling or taking control of India, and that is the time after which there was a proper or a full charge of the Britishers by establishment of a new system through East India Company, the first British company that was made, or that was installed by the Britishers in India in various different parts. Mainly started with in Surat, then it was transferred to Kolkata. Now this East India Company later on got a significant territorial hold in different territories of India, and that is how it is said that on the later part we have known, or we have learned in our historical or national historical background, that is the time till 200 years they were able to rule us for a very long period of time. So this is all in this chapter, which is stating about the reasons for which the Mughal Empire declined, So this is all for today. Hope everyone is fine and keeping yourself healthy. Thank you very much.